In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your rear brakes on your Buick Encore. It's located behind the rear wheel. Using a 19mm socket, we're going to remove our lug nuts. Remove the wheel. Using a 10mm socket with an extension, I'm going to take out these two bolts. I'm going to go to the top now, break that one free, and then we'll take them out. Now we're going to take a pry bar and free it up a little bit. Make sure that caliper is free. Using a 10mm wrench, I'm going to break free this bleeder. We're going to get that free so we can compress the caliper. Now you know it's free. You can take this off. I have a caliper hanger here. Just make sure it's secure. We're going to use a special tool that helps compress this rotor. This is a type that you push pressure on it, on the piston right here, and you line up these two nubs, and then as you're pushing, you're twisting, and it slowly goes in. We're also going to break open our bleeder screw, so make sure you have a catch pan underneath. So a good setup is this hanger is hanging off of this bracket, not touching the line or the hose, and that'll keep it stable as you use a pry bar to hold the caliper still while you crank this in. Okay, it's all the way down. Now we can close off our bleeder. Next, we're going to loosen this up and take it off the caliper. I'm going to use a 15mm socket and extension and take out these two bolts. Start on the bottom one. Make sure you have a good hand on it. And take that off. Using a T30 Torx bit, we're going to take out this screw. Now you can take off your rotor. It's important to clean the surface, get rid of any rust, so just use a rag and a wire brush. You can use some brake pads cleaner to wash the hub. You can spray some anti-seize on there or brush it on there, whichever kind you have. And now you can put your rotor on. Make sure that you line up your screw hole. Hold the rotor on and start this by hand. Make sure it's snug. And now we're going to move on to the bench and clean our caliper. We're going to take our sleeve off and our pin. Take it off the slide pin completely. And we're going to clean these up. Seems to be a lot of mud on these ones. I'm going to take a rag, wipe your pin, your slide pin off. I like to keep everything set up just the way I took it off so I don't get confused as to which piece came from the top or the bottom. So that's a good way to keep track of everything. I'm going to add some new silicone paste to my slides. I'm going to inspect my boot, make sure it's not ripped. And I'm going to add some more. Make sure you really get it in there. I'll do the same on the other side. I'm going to go put this in and work it back and forth. If you find that your slides are really dirty, you're going to want to clean them out with a wire brush. I'm going to add some clean paste. All right, so now we can put our boot on. For this, you want this smaller piece to be up against this because it locks in there. So the same way you took it off. You can wipe off the excess with a rag. Make sure there's no air in there. I'm going to pick up one of the lips of the boot and get the air out. Just be careful not to tear it. Now we're going to move on to our other side. This one had a lot of mud in there. A good way to check if there's air in there is if you pull it out and it goes back in on its own. There should be like some kind of a vacuum to pull it back in. This one looks like it might still have some more air in it. There we go. That's what you want. I'm going to check this one more time, actually. Now we're going to move on to our pads. Start by taking the pads out. I'm going to make a mental note that this is on the bottom. And also this has a little nub here, and that fits into the piston. So let's take these tins off. You're going to want to scrape in here and get all whatever's in there out, if it's rust or dirt or whatever. Make a good surface for the new tins. I find a little flathead screwdriver does a good job getting in there. Now I'll use a wire brush to get the rest. Put a little silicone paste. And now we're going to put our tins on. Now we can put our pads in. We'll start with this one. And then this one, the same way it came off is the same way you want to put it back together. And now let's bring it over to the car. Put your bracket on. Make sure that your pad with the sensor is on the bottom. Get your bolt started by hand and also on the top. We're going to torque those bolts to 74 foot-pounds. Now we can put our caliper back together. Take off your hanger. Line it up and get your bolts started. Now we can torque those to 21 foot-pounds. We're going to make sure our bleeder is tight. And we're going to clean it off and put the boot back on. Install your wheel. Start your lug nuts by hand. Make sure that one is centered and on the bottom. I'm going to walk the wheel up and then tighten in a star-like pattern. Using a 19mm socket. We're going to torque our wheel to 100 foot-pounds in a star-like pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.